Hello and welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. If you haven't, welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about the fan area that has been talked about this morning. We are going to talk about the documentary a little bit, and then we're going to get into a little bit of transfer news. Now, if you find yourself here often, please do subscribe. If it's your first time here, subscribe anyway. You can find out when new videos have been uploaded. And of course, do like the video if you enjoy. So, we've gotten some exciting news about the new Newcastle fan zone. It's going to be at Strawberry Place. I've written down some bits of information I've read from the Newcastle article that's been written. If you want to read it yourself, I've got it linked down in the description like all my other sources. But if you don't want to read it all, I've gotten the main bits pretty much down here. So it's going to be a partnership. It's going to be with Seller, obviously, the front of shirt sponsor, but also with the Stack. So the Stack's gone from where it used to be. That's now turning into a public relations building or some crap like that. But now the Stack's moving over to Newcastle, and they're actually going to be showing live TV. So games that are on telly, I'm pretty sure are going to be on. So for the memberships that went live this morning, not everyone's going to be able to get a ticket. I know there was like more than 60,000 people in the queue at one point. If you can't get a ticket, you might be able to go at the Stack to watch the game. There's going to be 6 bars and 10 food places. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. I'm sure they'll do it double-decker like they have in Seaburn. I only know that because I actually go uni in Sunderland, so I do have to go to that stinkhole every so often. And it's going to be planned to be open before the end of the year. I think they said November in the article, but end of the year, hopefully it'll be done. They've put the first bits of planning in place. It doesn't need a lot of building, because it's just old. They just repurpose shipping containers, so it'll just be refurbishing those containers. So it should hopefully take a little bit less time than if they were to just build a brand new building. And it's planned to have this here for at least 3 years. They've got a 3-year sort of deal in place for the moment. So over the next 3 years, we might be able to get a nice fan zone going. We might be able to get some nice stuff going on within that fan zone or around that fan zone, which would be nice to see. And it's going to create about 150 full-time / part-time jobs. So it's a real good investment opportunity for Newcastle and the companies at hand, both Seller and the Stack. It's going to bring money in for people who can't get tickets to the game, who either just couldn't get a ticket or can't afford it. It'll be a nice way to people to just be able to watch the game without maybe having to illegally stream it or being able to catch up with friends in town. I think this is a good thing, in my opinion. It's very good that we're doing this. The documentary, we have the Prime Video documentary, finally been announced. It's releasing August 11th, so put that in the calendar. Get the wallet out for then. It's a 4-part series. It's following Newcastle. I know Eddie Howe swears in it. That's about as much information as I can get you. The video is on Twitter. That'll be linked down in the description as well if you want to go watch that video. I do suggest it. It looks like it's going to be quite a good video. I did see someone reply to the tweet saying that there's going to be a 4-part brainwashing series, sports washing. It's going to be a good series for us. Everyone else will cry because they're Saudi owners. They've already been doing it. Let's get into some transfer news now. Now we have some confirmations on some outgoings. Eddie Howe had a press conference this morning with Kieran Trippier, and in that press conference, he said Carl Darlow is on the way out. Things are just being finalised. He is going to Leeds instead of Bournemouth. Bournemouth obviously signing a keeper earlier on in the window. Don't need another one now. He's going to Leeds. I think he's going to do brilliantly there. He was fantastic for us in the Championship. He's the only reason we came back up pretty much. I'm not going to be watching him, but I'm excited to hear what he's going to do. My girlfriend's granddad's a Leeds supporter, so I'm sure I'll find out often enough how well or how bad he is doing. In yesterday's video, I said Jamal Lewis is looking like it was rumoured that he was going to be going out on loan at Watford. That was confirmed by Eddie Howe today. He is indeed going out on loan to Watford for the season. It's been confirmed. The only thing that will get in the way of this is possibly a medical, or if contract percentage isn't agreed on. But this looks like it is a done deal, is confirmed by Eddie Howe himself. And we'll finish off with a little rumour. Isaac Hayden might be going to Celta Vigo to join up with Rafa Benitez. This would be an interesting signing. I think Isaac Hayden is a pretty decent player. We have just moved on from that level of player. He's slightly worse than the level we need, but he could have been a good rotation player. I think it'll be interesting to see how he does in Spain. Not a lot of English players go there very often, and Bellingham's done it now for that record transfer fee. But I think he'll be a good addition to Celta Vigo. I do think he's a solid player. He did great for us in the time he spent here. So it will be a shame to see him go if he does. But again, that is just a rumour for the moment. Some incoming transfers now. Everyone's been wondering what's happening. Are we going to sign any more players? Are we done with the 2 players we've signed? Eddie Howe today in the press conference said there will be more signings. He was asked to put a number on it. He said he couldn't. Why couldn't he? Because then that puts pressure on us to sign that amount of players. It means players are going to clubs are going to hike up their prices of players. And that's not what we want to happen. We still want to get players for a fair price. Who do I think is going to be these signings? I think there'll be a couple of loan moves. Livramento possibly, although that seems to have just gone away over time. I think Chiesa is still a possibility on loan to buy. Jeremy Doku, as I said in yesterday's video, another right winger who we could potentially look at getting. So there's players. Gravenberch, I don't think we need him, but it could be another possibility. We'll just have to see what comes in the coming days. Now, on potential players coming in, we could see Fabian Ruiz come in. Fabian, if you play FIFA, you'll know him because you will have packed him 38 million times during League Earned Team of the Season, because I know I did. He's a PSG centre mid, Spanish centre mid. He's okay at best, I would say. I don't think it's a signing we particularly need to go after unless we're getting a really, really good deal on him. But as I said in yesterday's video, as I tweeted about the other day, our centre mid core at the moment is fantastic. If we do look to loan Lewis Miley for the current season, then I would understand bringing Fabian in for like for a season at most. But once Lewis Miley's cemented his place in this team, I think it's over for anyone wanting to play in that position. Lewis Miley has that covered for the next 10, 15 years. So before we end, some last snippets of information. Joe Willock's back in training, which is fantastic to see. It's good to see that he's doing well in his rehab from his injury from the end of last season. He's a really good player. He plays well in that left midfield role as well as Joe Linton. Both of them swapping for that left winger as well. I think it adds more competition to the side. Players competing for positions. When we're in plenty of competitions, we're in 4 competitions this year. Players are going to be getting game time. Eddie Howe can't do what he did this season. This season, where he played Kieran Trippier in every single Premier League game. You can't do that while being in 4 of the competitions. We are trying to compete for something. Kieran Trippier said himself that he wants to bring a trophy to Newcastle. It was in a vlog I've seen yesterday. I can't remember which one. Do apologise. That is something that's been said. So hopefully it happens. If not this season, next season. We've got to win something soon. Even if it is just the Carabao Cup. The Carabao Cup is a start to blossom somewhere else. And finally, according to the Sky Bet fan survey, Newcastle have overtaken Tottenham in the top 6. More people are believing that Newcastle will make the top 6 compared to Tottenham. So we are officially a top 6 team. Fantastic. Yeah, but I think we need to solidify ourselves this year, maybe next year, before we can say we are definitely a top 6 team. That's just my opinion. So that is the end of this video. There will be another video tomorrow though. I'll be giving my review on the Chelsea friendly. Giving my thoughts, see how we do. I think we'll lose, especially if we play like we did against Aston Villa. And it doesn't matter too much at the moment with it being friendlies. But you want to be winning your friendlies to carry that on over in the season. But that's fine. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. If you do find yourself at the end of the videos, at least this one, think about subscribing or maybe just leaving a like. That would be greatly appreciated. As I said, I'll be uploading tomorrow. So I'll see you then. In a bit, pal.